Hey YouTubers, I have a really special treat for you today. I'm going to show you how to make this. This is a Rockman Sling. I've been making some natural cordage and I wanted to do a project that used the natural cordage. Now in primitive societies, one of the uses of using natural cordage was to make a sling. So I'm going to show you how to make a Rockman Sling today using jute twine, and in the center for the pouch, I'm going to use my own natural dogbane hemp cordage. For this project, we're going to need 4 strands of cordage. We're going to use jute twine. So all you're going to do is to measure it out. We're going to do basically arm length. I'm going to take it in half. Then we're going to do 2 arm lengths. And then 1 more. 3 arm lengths. That's 1 strand. So we're going to do this 2 other times, and then I'm going to use the same length for my dogbane hemp twine. Alright guys, now we have our 3 strands of jute twine. Now what we're going to do with the jute twine is we're going to find the center. So I'm just going to take this end, get the opposite end, put them together, and we're going to just find the center really quickly. Okay, so right about there is the center. Now you don't have to be perfect with this, but you want to be pretty close. Here's a piece of, I made this. This is milkweed twine. I'm going to mark the center with this twine. Okay, so now I have it just marked right in the center. Now we're going to go on to the next step of starting to braid one of the cords for the side. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to braid the finger loop for our sling. So the finger loop, all you're going to do the braid is we have this spot we marked in the center, and we're just going to start to braid. So we're going to just do this. We're going to take the right, goes over the center one. Alright, then you're going to take the left and now go over the center one. And you just keep on going back and forth. Right over to center, left over to center. Right over to center, and then left over to center. And then you can kind of, every once in a while, pull it a little tight. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I got a nice little braid going. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish this braid up, and then I'll come back and show you how to do the rest. Okay, you can see the braiding is done. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this over on itself. So you just take it and fold it, and that is going to be your loop for your finger. Okay, so you want to make sure that you can get your finger in there totally before you do the next step. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little knot out. Now that I have the knot out, I'm going to separate the strands here. And I'm going to take this, I'm going to fold this over. And I'm going to double up the strands. In other words, I'm going to take 2 of the strands from the top of the loop and 2 strands with the bottom of the loop, like that, together. And then I'm going to take the 2 middle ones right here together, and then the 3 bottom ones. Now from there, what we're going to do is we're going to start doing our braid again, but we're going to use both. Okay, so we have our doubled strand, double strand, double strand. Okay, now all you're going to do, you're going to just do the same thing you did before. You're going to just take the right, bring it over to left, okay, and then you're going to take the 2 on the left, bring it over the center. Okay, the 2 that are now over in the right, you're just going to bring it over to center. Now we're going to make this cord long enough that it's going to be the one side of your sling. To make the braiding go a little easier, I usually take the loop and I put it around the toe of my foot. this gives me a little bit more leverage when I do it so that I can pull it straight and a little bit tighter. Alright guys, I'm done the first length of cordage. Now, I like to use body measurements in order to figure out the size, because if you're doing this in a primitive situation, you're not going to be able to measure. So what I usually do is I just take from where I can go like this, right up to the inside of my shoulder, and that is probably about the right size. Now I've measured this before and it's pretty much about 2.5 feet. But I just want to make sure that I do it the right distance. When you're hanging this thing down, you want to make sure that it's not actually going to touch the ground. And I found this is a really good distance to measure.